What a world we live in. Seriously, sometimes I had come to do a calm talk on what the Supreme Court has said, educate you because you need to decide what needs to be done because there are fundamental questions involved in what the Supreme Court said about COVID management. I was on Times Now, then I was on Republic. Arnab was not doing the debate today. And what sort of people who meet the debate? This one gentleman kept going politics. I said, Bhaiya, let me tell you something very clearly. And no matter which political party you belong to, one has to be clear. There is a shortage of oxygen. There is a shortage of beds. There is a shortage of ICU. Of course, we messed up. People are having shortages, and we are discussing that did center do this wrong or did state do this wrong? Of course, everybody did it wrong. The fact that we are having shortages means people are wrong. But sitting here and saying Kejriwal did this wrong, Chhattisgarh did this wrong, or Yogi Adityanath did that wrong, or the Prime Minister did that wrong, would that solve anything? We have to move towards a solution. What can we do right now in the shortages we are facing? Because everybody has somebody or the other, they know who is in trouble. You know what happened in court today? And I will not talk about the funny character at Republic. He asked me a question. Just I want to tell you. He asked me a question. What would you say about different prices for center or state? Different prices for center or state. What would you say about different prices for center or state? Thinking that since I speak views which can broadly be described as the views which are of the ruling party or the BJP, I will be shy. I said to him, I don't want to use the word, I said, you XYZ fellow, before the question you think, which is very intelligent, I have already tweeted that we are all children of Bharat Mata, one nation. There has to be one price in the nation. That's it. I've already tweeted. I am not a spokesman of any political party. I speak what I want to speak, what I believe in. I do not speak what you think is the right thing, whether it be on YouTube, whether it be on Twitter, whether it be on Facebook, Instagram. I speak what I want to speak, what I believe is correct. And these political people in this debate where people are dying are bothered about, would you speak something which may seem to be not in favor of BJP? Get a life, people. Get a life. People are losing lives here. And everybody who is in political office is accountable. Everybody. From your CM, whichever state you belong to, I don't even know which state you belong to, all of you listening to me, to the center, to the everybody involved is responsible and accountable to save our lives. Everybody is. And if at this time you think only one side is to be blamed, whichever be your political side, and you think only the other side is to be blamed, then honestly, you value politics more than the lives of people of this country. That's all I will say. That means you value lives more than the people of this country, and it can happen to anybody here. Have you seen the video? Of an MLA saying, what is COVID? What is COVID? And unfortunately, dismissing COVID, and unfortunately, a few days down, he is no more because of COVID. That is what is happening in this nation. That is how serious the crisis is. If any one of you have tried to arrange for a bed, you would know how grave the crisis is. So let us not do politics. Let us go towards the solution, which is what I had come to speak. But when I was on this debate, seriously, I wanted to express all this with you also. I expressed all this on the debate also. I speak what I think is correct, what I think is in the best interest of our nation. And in our nation's interest right now is that we speedily vaccinate people. That is in our nation's interest. Not blaming any political side. That will serve no purpose. That can be done after we are out of this epidemic, out of this war. Anyways, yeah, Mukul, absolutely. Blame game is going. How does it serve anything? It will serve nothing right now. Right now, we need to help people. Absolutely. Anyways, now let me tell you what Supreme Court has raised, and you as the people of this country need to know, and I will explain it in very simple language. Supreme Court had 10 questions. Some of them are questions which are of organization, like oxygen, that is about transport, production, etc. You have no role in that. I honestly believe all governments of all parties are trying their best on that. Okay, they are trying their best on that. That is my firm belief. So now, one sec. So now the questions which are there for you to discuss about are this. That one is, the court has said a very interesting thing. There is a section 92 of the Patents Act and section 100 of the Patents Act. A lot of you have asked me what is it, so I will try to explain to you what is it. The questions you have asked me are this, that hats off to everybody. An RSS man gave up his bed and life. So hats off to everybody who's trying to help. Anyways, now let us talk about it. And there are a lot of langars going on of oxygen. So that's why I'm saying there are a lot of oxygen langars going on. And anyways, and a lot of people are helping silently. So, but that is diverting from the topic. Let me not take your questions for a bit and speak what I have to speak. There is a section 92. May I bring it on your screen? And you can see basically what it says is that central government in emergencies can do a thing called compulsory licensing. What is compulsory licensing? You can read it. What happens is any medicine is made by a patent. Okay, any medicine you have or I have is obviously made by a patent, right? So what happens, that patent is owned, we are living in a market economy. That patent is owned by a company or an individual, as the case may be. Only that person under intellectual property rights can manufacture that drug or that product requiring a patent. Okay, like the laptop you use, it must have, if it has, must be many patents. So only that company can use it. Only Apple, for example, can use Apple patent. Only Samsung can use Samsung patent. That is a very simple technological reference I'm doing. Same with drugs. Only a particular company which manufactures that drug, which has the patent, which did research, development, science behind it, can manufacture that drug. Now, what is the problem? That is how ordinary things happen. Except under section 92, which says central government. And it is about, one second, my phone's ringing. Let me put the ringer off. Yeah. Central government says, if the central government is satisfied in respect of any patent in the case of national emergency or extreme emergency. Okay. National emergency or extreme emergency. I'm just stopping it here because you won't need to know more. You can take over, compulsory license the patent. That means you can take over the patent. In simple language, I will not get into blah, 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 blah. It can basically say you can take over that patent and you can allow other companies to manufacture the drug. Okay. There are a lot of other drug manufacturers in this country who manufacture medicine, but they don't have the patent to manufacture this. So in case of national emergency, you can do it. Now, there are two problems with this. This is why YouTube is helpful, because we can discuss the issue. Problem is, I believe in free market. I don't believe in communism at all. And problem with doing this, the other argument of doing this, that why would any company spend a lot of money in research and development, in paying its employees, if it cannot make a profit? That is the problem with this. It's a very legitimate question. We want to socialize everything, but the problem which will come with this is that if I'm a company, I spend lakhs, crores, millions, depending on whichever the drug is, millions of dollars or crores of rupees in manufacturing something. And once I've made it, the government comes and takes it over. Next time, why should another company manufacture it? It's the same thing like you make a house or a property. Can the government come in, even though there is a crisis, and take it over? Can the government take it over? Obviously, the government can. It has the power. We have had all these cases of land acquisition acts in 1950, 60, 70. I'm not getting into that. Of course, the government can. But in a market economy, is it something to be done? That is the question. That it will stop your innovation, it will stop your research and development if you take over the patent made by a company and give it to others to manufacture. That is the problem with this. Second is Section 100. May I, or first I explain this. So now you are in a national emergency where the company which has the patent, there are 2 in India, but let's say there are 3 or 4 or 5, don't have the capacity because they never thought they will have to manufacture for 130 crore people. They never thought that. So no company has that manufacturing capacity. No one company. No one company. I don't have a deep data, but no one company would have anywhere near that manufacturing capacity. So now if you respect the property right of that company, then you cannot make enough vaccination. So this is the trouble. You understand the point? That is why it's called emergency. And this is what you as citizens have to think about. This is the question the court has posed to the government. And now I will tell you something. For this, I have to read this. Israel did this. There is a vaccine which somebody had a patent to. And what happened with that? Let me just put it on. My office sent me 1 second. I just came straight from the debate, so I did not take all this out. Yeah. So what happened? There was a drug in Israel on 18th March, Abivis Calcatra. They used a similar provision in their law to allow others to manufacture it. This drug is used for HIV. They said, and it came out that this drug was useful in COVID also. So they said that you manufacture, others are allowed to manufacture, but you will not use it for HIV, only for COVID. And this is an urgency. And other Western democracies made new laws. Canada made a new law. This is called Bill C-13, COVID Emergency Response Act, which allows them to do something similar. They made a new law against patents that they can take over the patent. Germany on 28th March made this law. Section 13 of this law allows circumvention of patent rights by government in interest of public welfare or in interest of public security. So Germany did that. Okay. So this is, India already had this law because we have a lot more government control than some of these countries. So we already had this law. So this is one question. My view is, and I have thought about this because I do support free market, and there are a lot of consequences if you take over something somebody else has manufactured. There is no trouble. It is clear. Let other manufacturers be given permission to manufacture as per the needs of people. I'm just saying that. This is true that you can't not help people. So one of the things I thought is the government should compensate. We are all taxpayers. Most of us who are hearing this have a smartphone or a laptop in their hand. So you are presumably a taxpayer, or your parents are if you are young, or if whatever, or your family is, or you are. Most of you are taxpayers. So if the government compensates a private entity, it will be your, mine, everybody's money, right? We are all taxpayers here. It will be taxpayer money. But we are in an emergency where it is something we need to deeply think. Do we compensate? And if we take, we have to compensate. We should compensate because there are so many people in India who maybe not be taxpayers, but everybody needs the vaccine. And secondly, everybody needs the vaccine soonest, the fastest. So this is an emergency situation. Or what the government sometimes does is, it allows others to license it. Other big manufacturers of drugs who have the same capability, they just don't have the formula. Understood? So they are manufacturing medicines, but they don't have this specific formula because it is a patent. So you allow them also to manufacture. All right. So this is a legal question. The court said we are not passing any direction. Supreme Court has the power to order it also, but the Supreme Court is not saying. Supreme Court saying government has to decide because it's a huge question with a lot of ramifications. It is not a simple question, but we have to, and I am also saying this has just happened today, but we need to think, the government at the highest levels needs to think. Secondly, as I said, that funny person on the debate who asked me, what do you believe? Should the nation have two prices? We are hearing a lot of arguments. I was on Times Now debate also and Republic also, and there are a lot of arguments saying that this reason, that reason, the first purchase, because the government had given money, was at 150 rupees. The government will now have to purchase. Central government is not going to stock it in Nirman Bhavan or any Bhavan. Central government will give it to states. Everything okay. I'm not going to bore you with the finest of fine print. I have a simple question. I have a simple thing to say. Every person in Bharat needs to get vaccine at the same price, excepting those who can pay themselves at good private hospitals. Please charge them whatever you think is a fair price. There are some people who objected to this also. I said that private people who can afford to pay should pay. And somebody said, and the person who said this was this on Twitter, that a month phone going funny. Okay. Again, it has caught 5G. 1 second. Just give me. So somebody said, it is frozen. I'm doing it. Is it okay now? Just do a thumbs up. Oh, I forgot to say also today, this is a new English channel. If you are watching for the first time, please subscribe, and so that we join and have these conversations. So, okay, and you subscribe like this. This is the thing. Yeah, this is how you subscribe to it. Is it live now? Yeah, it is live now. So what I was saying was this, that somebody tweeted that there should be a tax reduction. I said, you presumably make 6, 7, 8 lakh rupees an annum, right? And you pay tax. And you want a tax rebate from government of 1,000 rupees or 600 rupees to save your own life, if you can afford to. Can we become a nation which wants government, even if you earn 7, 8 lakh rupees an annum, right? You are watching first time, okay. I hope you like it. Thumbs up. So, and do subscribe. Anyways, so the point was, if you make that much money and you still want 1,000 rupees tax rebate from the government, then we need to introspect. I spoke that. And then 3, 4 people got angry with me. Why shouldn't we get tax rebate? I said, get angry. I will speak what I want to speak, and my view is very clear. We are in national emergency. Our forefathers have given their jewels. They have given their lives when we are in national emergency. And we, those who can afford to pay for vaccine, if we want government to foot that also, then honestly, I feel very strongly there is immense room of introspection for us. There is immense room of introspection. I, of course, say middle class has to be taken care of. I am middle class. I, of course, say they have to be. But we are in emergency right now, no? We are in emergency right now. When I am, in my entire life, I've always believed communism or socialism not so much, you have to protect the people, but communism is bad. And I am the one who's seriously thinking against everything I have believed in my life, that probably we need to think about compulsory licensing. I am a person who would have never thought I would be thinking on these lines of compulsory licensing, and I'm still saying with giving some profit to the private sector, because we are in that level of emergency. Similarly, all those who can afford to make small level of crisis, small levels of this, must do. We must pay. Our nation needs it, and we have to take a sacrifice on that. My take on Bill Gates, yeah. Okay, I'll take some questions now. Shoot. I'm in the mood to take questions. Your take on Bill Gates, says, says Pfizer vaccine formula shouldn't be shared with developing countries. Do you want my response to that? Is not in English, is in Punjabi, and I will not give it because I have to use parliamentary language. I hope you understood what I wanted to say. Right? I hope you understood what I wanted to say. In the most strongest Punjabi language that I know, would be my response to such people who do all nonsense of we are global philanthropists, how we want to come out and help the poor of the world, right? And then they, when the time comes, speak things like this, that you do not share it. So these hypocrites, you can use your abuses in your free time. I can't, but you can understand my sentiment. ठोक के ऐसे लोगों को बताना चाहिए और ऐसे लोगों को समझना चाहिए आपको कि ये बीप 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 हैं ये. Simple as that. Second point is that somebody any question? Yeah. Bill Gates. बोल तो दिया Bill Gates पे. What else do I say on Bill Gates? बोल दिया Bill Gates पे. जिसको अभी भी समझ नहीं आया तो फिर आपको मैं कुछ नहीं बोल सकता. Let's start a Punjabi YouTube channel. अरे भाई हिंदी, इंग्लिश, क्या कितने चैनल कर लूं? डिबेट्स, उससे ऊपर नहीं हो सकते चैनल. This English channel is okay and the Hindi channel is for some other topics I will cover. If you have not seen my Hindi channel, it is also there. You can go and check it out and subscribe if you like it. That will be for different topics. This will be for different topics. Okay. Russia is also sending. Somebody said, why is the world not helping? Well, the world is helping now. I have already spoken upon that we have no option but to take that help. But I don't feel great about taking the help. But we have no option. We have no option. We have to take it, and the world is giving it now. It was a 7-10 day US situation. Abhijit came 2-3 days ago. Abhijit, it's a video is here. You want to watch it, where he believes it's his view. One thing I have to tell you: whenever I call a guest, it's the guest's view. Don't think of me as a person on the debate who is on TV debates where I counter people. Here I don't counter people. This is long form discussion. I want you to hear every view. You have to be democratic and you have to grow as individuals to hear every view. You can decide what you like or don't like. I bring people and then you hear their views. So don't expect me to counter everything. It's not about Ishkaran countering somebody. It's not about Ishkaran arguing with people. It's about people who have thought certain things through, who know their subject and their view. I will agree with some of it. I will disagree with some of it. That's about it. You have to hear and you have to decide it. Yeah, Singapore has already sent. So nations are sending stuff and nations are helping about it. So let us be clear. Who can afford to pay, they can pay and get. Absolutely, that's what I'm saying. If you can't afford to pay, obviously the government has to pay. If you can afford to pay, then obviously you have to pay. Why do we debate those issues? Come on, it's national emergency. Our ancestors have given life, blood, and jewels when we had to fight China or Pakistan in those times when India had crunches. Thank you for liking the conversations. Share it with your friends. So why are we being shy about it? Or why are we being reluctant about it? Is this any less emergency? We must all do it. I can't force you to do it. You don't want to do it, you won't do it, but we must all. So thank you for listening. I've explained to you the two things I felt important about Supreme Court said in combating this. I'm not getting into who is to be blamed. You can all decide on your own. You are all having those experiences. But we need to combat this emergency. We need to combat this war. And a suggestion by Supreme Court is, I feel, a suggestion worth seriously considering and then deciding. Thank you. Good night. Stay safe, all of you.